6 in a row and consider where you guys have been at the last couple games, what concerns you most heading into tonight's game?
Well, right now everything concerns me. And you give them credit. I think they were 7-11, and all of a sudden they win 6 games in a row to be 13-11, fifth in the East. And to me, when you look at the numbers, what's really improved for them is their defense. They can score. They have weapons. They dominate the paint. They get out in transition. They turn you over. Trae Young is an elite playmaker. But what's really responsible for their turnaround, and something that maybe we can take for ourselves, is that they have gone from being a middle of the pack defense to a top 5 defense, and that's allowed them to win 6 in a row. So second night of a back-to-back, we have to find it within ourselves to try to win a first quarter. I mean, that's a goal of ours. Take it one quarter at a time. We've obviously not been getting off to great starts. We're 29th in first half defense. We're number 6 in second half defense. And 15 times this year, we've lost the first quarter, and we've also lost the first half, 15 out of 21. So now you're constantly playing, from behind. And it'd be nice to play with the lead and kind of control the game if that's possible.
Michael, the 3-point attempts for the most part have not been a huge inhibitant on your offense this season, but you've taken exactly 24 per game in each of the last 4. When you're allowing upwards of 18, 19 made per game at the other end, does it impact kind of how you have to kind of consider your shot diet at the other end at all? Or is it that entirely, we just have to get better defending the 3 and then the offense, it won't really matter?
I think a little bit of both. Obviously, last couple of games, we're putting up over 70 a night in the paint, which is an incredible number. But the fact of the matter is, the last 6 games we've been outscored by 147 points from 3. So we're not. We took 24 last night. Jordan Poole took 20 by himself. And I think it's, are we generating the right shots? Are guys committing to their shot? I think there's a number of factors offensively, but more importantly, to your point, it is defensively. How do we find a way to defend the 3-point line much better than we have? And they're getting it in transition, they're getting it in pick and rolls, they're getting it off drive and kick, and they're getting a bunch of offensive rebounds. So that by far is my bigger concern, but not generating enough quality looks is definitely a concern as well.
Coach, Nicola last night made some reference about not being paid as much if you're not playing well and being benched, but he was saying it lightheartedly, jokingly. Just how important is it for the team leader to not get too low even when things are not going your way right now? Just like Nicola doesn't get too high when things are going really well for the team.
Yeah, I think it's really important. It's a long season, and as I mentioned earlier, I think Atlanta's a great example. Obviously, we play in the Western Conference, which is just, there's no easy nights, but you can go from being a team that's 7-11, and kind of maybe stuck in mud a little bit, to finding your way, getting out of it, and winning 6 in a row, and now all of a sudden you're top 5 in the East. For us, we're in 9th place. We're not playing well. We're 11-10 after 21 games, and I think you own that, you understand your reality, and you challenge yourself individually and collectively to figure out ways to get out of that. As I mentioned earlier, that's going to be solely with their defense, because we're not defending anybody right now. But more importantly, to your question, for myself as a head coach, for Nicola, for the guys in our team, we have to find a way when you're going through adversity to stay together and not to panic and not to overreact. But as I keep saying, everybody's got to participate in that recovery, because no one in this league is going to feel sorry for you. And they're going to try to make it, Atlanta's going to try to do to us what Washington did to us last night, so on and so forth. But you need leaders that are positive and understand that we have a game tomorrow night, but we have to stay together. And if we do that, we'll have a chance to get through it.
You mentioned some difficulties in staying together and that connectivity that you guys have had for so many years. How do you reconnect? What's that process look like?
Talking. I think communication is always instrumental in any situation. And when you're going through adversity, when you aren't playing well, when you got some guys that are worried about the wrong things, let's be honest. Let's talk about it. Me grabbing guys individually than us talking as a team, and having the courage to speak. You know, we talked again today. We're doing a lot of talking lately. And at some point, you know, less talking, more action. And you know, hopefully that's can start tonight. But once again, you know, my job as a head coach is to look within. What can we do better to help our players, and then challenge our players to be better in the areas that we are struggling. And we had some good conversations, and hopefully that bears some fruit tonight.
Last one, Marlon.
Coach, you mentioned a lot of your concerns. Where is your level of concern with the free throw shooting, particularly amongst your good free throw shooters?
Yeah, I mean, last night was another game where we missed a ton of free throws, and can't say it was a close game, but you know, we cut it to 5 with a minute and 30 to go before giving up a big 3-point play. But for us, let's be honest, we're not going to blow a lot of teams out. I mean, so those points on the foul line are valuable. And to your point, it's guys that are known as shooters, guys that are known as really good free throw shooters. And so, yeah, that's just, you can add it to the laundry list. Appreciate it, Coach.